please introduce yourselves. Who are you guys? Where are you from? And tell us, what piece do you play in this ensemble?
We are Four Eyes. My name is Viki. This is Connor. And this is Sebastian. I sing and I play synthesizers and I also play keys. And we have a pianist in the band who is also playing synthesizers. And we also have a drummer in the band. And the three of us joined forces a year ago. And it all started with improvising synth jams. And it, after a year, turned into traditional jazz, which is a crazy change.
Yeah, my name is Connor. I play the keys. That's about it. We met a while ago, like a year or so ago, and when we first met, it was like, I don't know. I feel like we were kind of just locked in since the start, and we were always pulling up to like the studio in our school, and we would just record like the most wild stuff and some crazy stuff, some BS stuff. But in the past months, damn, we got into like learning jazz and more like musicality, like learning the musicality end of it, and more. I can't speak. I can't speak right now. My bad. Do you want to say something, bro?
I'm Sebastian. I play drums for this group, Four Eyes. I met Viki a few years ago at St. Rose. The school closed down, so we were forced to kind of figure out what to do on our own. And we ended up going to a different school in Schenectady, and that's where we met this guy, Connor, over here, our lovely pianist. And yeah, as he said, we've been doing like random synth jams in the studio. We'd go in there just for 2 hours, play some like bullshit. It was bad. It was more than that. And I mean, there was some cool stuff in there though, and I feel like we got to experiment a lot. And as he said, you know, we've been playing a bit of jazz recently and just learning so much about not only the music but the history behind it and what it means to people. I feel like we're also growing as people while we're growing as musicians, you know.
So, on my way up here, I was listening to Guide to Meditation. So that's the album that you guys were just kind of messing around on, right? In those improvisation kind of sessions, or what was the kind of idea behind that?
So initially, there's this one track. The title track, Guide to Meditation, with like the big heavy bass, that was made between me and her, me and Viki and I, and we were doing like a synth jam, and on her synth it was like a micro Korg or whatever, and she found this deep sound on it, and this bass sound, and it was really heavy, and we kind of just jammed on it, and we created it as like kind of like a heartbeat of this jam that we were doing, and then I'm trying to think of how to say it. We had this track called Guide to Meditation, right? And we were going to release it as a whole album. And then my laptop, I lost all of the shit. I lost everything. I think you remember that. I remember playing it with him. We went on a walk with him one day, and we were playing the song, and it sounded crazy. It was really good. But then we lost it all. So in an effort to recreate it, Viki and I, we did like another synth jam, and that grew out of it. And I'd say that those few songs were like the main theme of it, with the heavy bass. That was like the heartbeat of that album. And then other songs came around it. Some of them were like solo things that I started, and then I came to Sebastian, I came to Viki, I came to even him over there. He's off the camera, Misan, our
Mr.
saxophonist. He's crazy. He just played. He's insane. He's on one of the tracks. And I feel like Guide to Meditation is like, I feel like that's the one project where we started to really open up, and we started to reach out to people. We started to like go deeper into our musicality, and I'd say a lot of that album was inspired by a musician, Nala Sanefro. I'm sure I don't know if you're familiar with her. She's crazy. She does similar stuff, but
lots of ambient experimental stuff.
Yeah. That's kind of the main story of that album, and I feel like losing everything and then recreating it gave like a big theme to what it was, and the fact that we went to recreate it, I think gave it even more meaning and put it together. And we had all these tracks that fit the vibe and that surrounded it. And then that's what you're hearing. But the more improvisational stuff was New Synth Day. That was one, yeah. That was something that we did in the studio, a little synth jam, and we just happened to release a few tracks off of it. And I think it sounds good. This guy doesn't really like it.
You know, we've grown so much since then.
We've grown so much, but I feel like it's nice to have that landmark and to have like these songs that are kind of showing us and our growth as musicians. Yeah.
We still got a lot of unreleased stuff from those synth jams.
We do.
We gotta put out some of the good stuff, maybe a little bit. There's
maybe.
some good stuff in there, I think. But for like the 2 beginning songs on that album, we tried something that I was really not used to. We had some like background synth stuff that we were just doing a bunch of overdubs over, and it was like, I mean, there was like a metronome, but it was like not in time, you know? We're just playing off of like feel and vibe and just like, I don't know how else to say it. It was very just like, it is what it is, and this is it. Lots of just feelings rather than like grooves or...
It was very raw, and it showed our connection between the 3 of us as musicians.
Very emotional.
Say.
So, what was kind of the thing that transitioned you guys back into this classical jazz kind of sound? From that, was there like, oh, we don't want to do this anymore. We're gonna move on to our roots.
And even that, we have all of those sides in us at all times. And even when we were doing like improvising, like the jams and stuff, even that was like kind of jazz, but it was very like experimental and very synthy and very ambient. And then the focus just completely shifted to traditional jazz, and it just, I don't know. It just happened out of nowhere, but it was always within us. It was not something that was new, but it's a really big deal for us because, like he said, we're growing, and he also said we're growing as musicians and as people, and like it's helping us connect more. And jazz is so much more than just the music.
It's like feeling. You can make it whatever you want it to be. It's like a true sense of self-expression.
I feel like it's kind of almost like an upgrade from what we were trying to do in the studio.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And more uniform, and I feel like we're learning new stuff. Like I've been learning like chord symbols and like all these crazy things, and like trying to.
And it all
just,
makes sense.
Yeah, I've been just trying to understand this crazy instrument, and I have such a long way to go, and I feel like jazz has gotten me like almost directly connected to it, and being able to hear what people have done with this instrument. And jazz is like it's not like classical music at all. It's like, sure, classical music has like that feeling and that self-expression, but jazz, you get to do what you get to do. You get to like go out and you get to explore. Sure, it's like there's the head, there's the main melody and stuff, but then I feel like the main thing in jazz is like soloing and improvising. And I think that's where the 3 of us are trying to grow right now and trying to like excel, I would say.
That's one thing that from doing improvised synth jams, that's one thing that helped us to, I guess, grow more in how we improvise in jazz, but it was completely different.
I think it's also great that we've been collaborating with so many great musicians.
Yeah.
Like today we had 3 other people that besides us, you know, we got a saxophonist, a trumpet player, and a bassist. You know, it's very cool. It's hard to put this together. It's hard to get everyone together to practice, but you know, we made it work.
And
We're
we
all
did some
here.
hard songs too, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
I got another question.
Yeah.
So, through your work as musicians and learning the craft, what have you learned about yourself as humans?
There's no shortcuts. You got to put in the work.
Yeah. Consistency is literally the key. It's true what they say. Biggest thing is like expression and not feeling scared of expressing yourself. in front of new people. Um, and like he said, besides like doing the form of a jazz song, beyond that, it's like improvising, and like that's when you take the time to express yourself, and that is so like freeing.
Yeah, you can really
And-
like put your emotions into
Yeah,
it.
and like we get to express with our instruments what we want to say, and each time it's so different.
I feel like I'm still struggling to learn this, but I think ultimately I will learn this, and that is it's okay to make mistakes. You're never going to be satisfied with what you're playing, no matter how good it sounds, no matter how bad it sounds. You'll never be satisfied. I think just you got learning to know that it's okay to make mistakes or to mess up or not be perfect is what makes jazz so perfect. Ironically enough, and I think like me personally, I see music as like a purpose. Ever since I was young, it's been my calling, and I just think now being with people, I feel like that makes it seem to me like that vision is just that much more attainable, and that it's definitely within reach. And we just got to stay focused. We just got to keep practicing. We just got to keep playing gigs, making mistakes, and doing all that good
Growing.
stuff. Grow. Exactly.
When you're putting together these compositions, these pieces, how do you decide on the one? How do you know a piece is finished?
That's like the toughest question you've asked.
You never really know.
Yeah, a lot of the time, because they're jams, in the moment we don't really know, and a lot of the things that we've like more improvised, we don't really know until we hear it back, until we play it back. And then there's certain moments, it's like if it catches our ear, or like it creates this vibe and this aura or whatever around the music. I think that's how you know it's good. Like when we're playing back through something, we're like, okay, play that part back again, and then we'll play it, and then they're like, okay, play it back again. That's how I feel like that's how you know. It's like it's kind of calling to you. But for more written stuff, I feel like I don't know what do you got to say. That's a hard question.
I've been in the process of writing one of my own songs for over a year, and I am lost. I don't know what's going on. I got too many parts. I don't know what's going where. But I mean, you just gotta keep trying, keep like fitting the puzzle pieces, seeing where it takes you, experimenting. Just sit down at your instrument, see what happens. I mean, in terms of knowing when something's done, I guess for me, it's like you find a sense of like satisfaction in like, okay, I did this. Once I feel that, I feel like it's done, or at least being close to done.
Yeah, when we listen back to our jams and we hear it, obviously there's like a bunch of things that are going through our heads, and I guess it just comes down to like the experimentation of us. Like we're big on experimenting, and like if we feel like it needs it, not even that, it's like we experiment on it, and if it feels like it's complete, then to us it would feel like, yeah, we're done with this song. But if something is odd, then we're not gonna use that, and we're just gonna keep it the same way that we did, and we improvised in the moment, and it's just special. And that's what most of our stuff, we've left it as we've recorded it in the moment. We've never gone back and recorded something over it. Until the latest album of ours, Guide to Meditation. That was also improvising, but like it was just also like different moments in like time that made it complete. It wasn't like you have to finish it in one day. That album was like it was days in the making. It was not something that we could do right in that instant. That's the beauty of that album. Yeah.
It took a while.
It took a while, yes, it did.
And a lot of those, well, I'll say our earliest EP, you were talking about mistakes. There's a lot of those in them.
Yeah.
Or there's a lot of those mistakes in the.
But it's just
The
that
EP.
every time we hear what we've recorded, especially these jams that we haven't even released, we've done so much improvising in the studio. We've been there for like 6 hours and recorded 3 hours of like music and stuff. And there's so much there, and and I just feel like that it finds its moment to come out. It's just like that. And like when there are different phases, like every few months, and we listen back to it and we feel something when we listen to it, and it's like taking us back, but it's like we want to share this with the world. So yeah, it just comes down to like different moments of our progress as musicians.
One last question. This is a fun one. If Four Eyes had a mascot, what would that mascot be?
Oh my.
That's a good one.
Where's Scotty
Scotty
Teeth,
T,
bro?
We should have brought him, bro.
No, he's right here.
Right where?
Over
What are you
there.
talking about?
Go get him. Go get him.
You got him, bro.
We got a
Still,
mascot.
That's amazing. Scotty Teeth?
Yeah, we got a EP named. Yeah, we we have this EP called Scotty Teeth Ate My Homework, and that was made with Viki. Viki and I, we made that on one synth together, kind of like a forehand scenario. And I remember we made it on the couch. We were like sitting on one end of the couch, and this guy was sleeping next to us. He had his feet all up on my back too. He was sleeping and everything, and that's where it came from. This guy, here he comes. This we kind of do have a mascot. That's kind of funny. That's a good question.
That's Scotty.
Yes, this is him. We got him from Wits End. I don't even know how long ago. Some Christmas, yeah, Christmas season time.
And I don't know, pleasing my childhood self, and I wanted to get a stuffed toy, but then we named it Scotty Teeth, and then somehow we named an EP called Scotty Teeth, even though the music is not related to the name at all, and it's literally about aliens. But but yeah, I don't know. Even if it's just a stuffed toy, I feel like it's kind of had a lot of meaning, especially with that EP. That EP is very emotional.
Weird. It's weird.
Yeah, it's weird and emotional, and
Experimental.
it's like two aliens trying to find their way to each other, but they have to be separated, unfortunately. Yeah. So this is our mascot.
That's him. Perfect question. We have a mascot.
It's a pleasure, Scotty. Scotty, do you have anything you want to say?
Woof.
Woof. I don't think he
A
does.
man of few words.
Yeah. Any closing statements from anyone here?
He's wearing my baby sweater from when I was a baby. So yeah, that's his new outfit.
And thank you for interviewing us and taking the time. I feel like that doesn't happen often, and that was pretty cool.
Yes,
I
thank you so
appreciate
much.
what you're doing. We all do. This is fun.
Awesome.
Amazing.
You'll be in the books.
I'm sure there'll be many more.
I hope so.
And I love your backyard sessions so much. They are so cool, and they're so calming. Oh my God, they're so
Really?
calming. Yes.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
they're pretty chill.
And
Yeah.
it's so calming. It's so soothing. I love hearing it. Yes.
That warms my heart.
Of course.
Like, you don't even understand. I love hearing that.
Yeah, you are.
Thank you.
Let's
Thank you.
continue doing a great job together.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Cool.
Thank you very
Any
much.
last words, y'all? Or?
Any last
Keep
words?
practicing. Next time you hear from
practicing.
us, we'll
Practice.
be a lot better
Yeah.
We're
Don't
gonna be
stop
crazy.
practicing.
because we're gonna be practicing.
Progress is crazy.
Stay practicing.
Go home and practice after this show.
Practice like all the time.
Yeah, that's it.
Don't even stop.